What's up, all my Jeeping people? Today's video, well, let me start out with a little disclaimer for you. If you're one of those people that has to be a purist, everything has to be stock, don't cut this, don't cut that, you may not want to watch this video, because I have no issues cutting up Jeeps, cars, trucks, whatever. Don't make no difference to me. Only thing I will not cut up if it was a factory numbers matching big block Chevelle or a Hemi Cuda or something like that. Those deserve to be put together factory spec. Everything else will go under the knife in a second. So my Jeep has went under the saw, should I say. Upgraded my tires. Went from 33 inch to 35 inch. Actually, these are 315 75 16s. Mud terrains. Check out that tread. Love the tread. Awesome. They are from Treadwright. So whenever I upgrade my tires, I also run into a little bit of an issue. I had clearance issues with my flares. The front one's not so much, but back ones I definitely had clearance issues, which you guys will see later in the video. So today's video obviously is about trimming back your flares and little tricks and tips on how to do it as accurate as possible. So if you have not subscribed to this channel, you need to hit that subscribe down below, because then you will be notified each time I release these videos when I release them. So, and none of that, it'd be really cool if you do it. I really appreciate it, seriously. So everyone, let's roll on with this video. Let's cut some flares. Check them out. Got my 35s on. Well, technically the 315 75 16 inch wheels here. The wheels come off of a Lincoln Town Car. Just so in case you guys ever get froggy when I find you set, 'cause I really like those wheels. They look real well with those tires. By the way, the tires are from Treadwright and they rock. If you notice right here in the middle, see the little silver line right there? That is because the center hub here was a little bit too big, so I had to get my die grinder inside there to open that center up right there. Other than that, they're direct bolt. Perfect. And I like them. But today's video, it has to do with the tires, because I did have 33s on it. 315 75 16s equal out to 35 12 50s now. Okay. So what does the tires have to do with this? Simple. I rub now. Okay, you can see right there I got a good gappage going on the front. Not a big deal. Both sides of the rears here, rubbing there. Now it don't take a whole lot either, just a good speed bump and I'll flex into them. Come on the other side. Got a little bit of rubbage going on right here. So can y'all guess what today's video is? We're trimming fenders. Sweet. See the fronts. Again, plenty of clearance here, no big issues. The one thing I do have, which I can't really do much about, is that the offset of the wheels is pretty much exactly the same as those other wheels I had on it. So whenever I turn my leaves, my tires right here, bump the leaves a little bit. Not too bad, just it kind of limits how much steering you got. I'm not gonna like totally stress out over anything. Alright, got you guys set up on the tripod, so I'll try to explain what I'm thinking about doing, put it that way. People, it has been like below freezing. I mean, single digits, low teens for like over a week. It's 45 degrees today. It's like summertime almost, getting there. These things right here, these calipers, they serve a lot of good purposes. Yeah, they look a little rough. Back many years ago, and I don't remember exactly what year, Nashville got flooded like really bad. My shop floor probably had close to 12 inches of water in it. Yeah. I lost one of my powder coat guns, replaced it, and a bunch of my tools which happened to be in a cabinet just low enough to catch water in them. But you know, that's okay. I fared that pretty well. So what we're going to do is, what I'm thinking about, I originally thought about trimming out this line right through here, but I think I'm going to take it just a little bit higher, probably come just below that line right where the marker light comes down. I'm going to take it just below that. So what I'm going to do is take the calipers here, and these things work very well for a lot of different things, and a scribe is one of the things they work great with. So about where I've done my fingernail scratch, I'm cool with. Take your calipers, hanging on the bottom of the lip here, adjust it up until I'm about to that line to where I'm happy with it, okay? Then what you do is you take your calipers here, twist that knob, lock it in. Now, this thing will slide back and forth. They stay put. You can use them to scribe with. So then I go here. That's not wanting to drag right there. Now what we see right here, I don't know, whenever I start cutting, I may do a little something different. I may bring it on out and down, who knows what. But for right now, I'm definitely going to take it up here. You see my scribe line forming. Just bring it on back. It's a lot easier if I'm standing up. Radius going right there a little bit, so it's kind of follow it. I'll probably go ahead and take it on down this way for right now, because my cut line, the scribe line, you see come right through here. It followed that radius a little bit, which is following this. It followed that character line right there, the little mold line. Then it continued on down to about right there. That's where I couldn't, because of this radius. So I just take my fingernail, just kind of like that right there. So I'll be kind of coming up here. That'll be straight into that. And that's where my cut line will be. I'll come right off this right here. It'll follow that a little bit, and it'll come right on down like this. Therefore, I don't have to do any metal modifications right now, which I'm going to hack some fenders later, but right now, not going to do it. So, using that same gap here, let's go to the back. Okay, using that same gap that we created up front, let's see how it works out on the back end. So we're going to start out right here. Okay, there's my mark. Up. Cross like this. Continue dragging my line. Follow my curve. And it's going to hit right there. And bring my cut on down, which I'll have to bring it straight on down this way, which will give me some of my gap back, keep a little bit of coverage back here. In some states, you have to have all your tire covered. These are equating to, as I said a moment ago, 35 tall, 1250 wide, and you see here's my tire, and I probably got a good, yeah, let's see. I got a good 3.5 inches of tire outside the flares, so this is one of those mods. You may be able to do it, you may not be able to do it, just depends on your local laws. Check them before you cut them. So that's going to put my cut mark right there. I'm running out through here, so cut right here. So it's going to give me a decent gap there to take out my rub issue. So I'll mark my other two fenders on the passenger side, and then I'll start cutting. On this fender, I run into an issue. Meaning through here, looks like a couple times I've had this thing twisted up bad enough that my tire kind of ground out part of my fender flare. So whenever I'm dragging my tool, I'm actually following this contour that's already been cut, which brings my cut in deeper this way. Right here also, looks like a couple times when I've been out wheeling that my tire's got up in here and ground up part of my fender here, which makes me come here. It rises. I mean, I kind of exaggerated that. But it comes here and it kind of falls upward a little bit, then falls back down in line because of this dip I got going on here. So what do I do about that? Easy. Pick my line through here that I want to use. If I can tell, just kind of eyeballing it, my gap through here and through here is pretty well consistent. So I reset my calipers, loosen my knob here, loosen that up, which allows it to slide and move now. Use this side, set my gap, here. And what I've done, where this comes up beside the flare, where this rolls up the flare, and you got this line right here, I put this little tip right here down inside that groove. The top tip is going to reestablish my cut line here. So it's the tip's going to follow, the lower tip is going to follow this groove. The upper tip's going to scratch my cut line up here. So now that I've got that established, I'm going to lock these back in so they don't move on me. Sit right inside that groove, tilt it to where it should make contact, and slowly take your time. And there's my cut line, all nice and even. Get down through here, I was looking pretty good. Over here, I had that same issue, so I'm gonna come over here. Now right there, it's going to want to follow this curve back. So from right here, I just want to take my tip, go ahead, come straight down, make my line. And it ain't got to be perfect. I mean, if you're so picky that it's got to be absolutely straight up and perfect, go for it. You can drive your own self insane, but I'm not going to do it. And bring that tip down right there. So, this ain't no show Jeep. It's a driver, it's a wheeler, so therefore I'm not stressing over it. I definitely need to look into a new top this summer. Yeah, see that? It's a little bit on the high side, but it's be alright bringing it down there. That's where most of the clearance issue is. So that's what I'm going to do with that one. So now I'm going to prep the front one. So here on my front fender on the passenger side, I'm going to do it just like I did the driver's side. But remember we had to adjust it on the back one? Well, I'm going to reset it back here because this is consistent all the way throughout this, so there's no need for me doing any kind of funky stuff dragging here because this is a lot easier. So I'm going to go over and set this gap to this side. Okay, I went over and sized it up so therefore both sides match. Tighten up my set, my lock right here. And get right here, start dragging through. Okay, now I'm starting to get into this radius here. Look at the shavings. You're talking about just laying down a pretty edge. Now I've got them right here. I want to take this edge because I'm not going to take all this off quite yet. Whenever I do my, cut my fenders and stuff or body armor, yeah, I worry about taking all this stuff off. Right now, I'm not going through the headache. So then you take this cut and just bring it down and even. Like that. Just double checking what I did over there. Now get my tip, line it back up this groove, bring it down. Okay, now we're going to start getting into this curve. It gets into that right there. Come on, man. Bring it on down. So now it's starting to follow this curve here, which I don't want. So now I've come off this right here, it's starting to taper down. Take my tip of my calipers and just bring it straight. See, I've got a little bit more of a curve on that over there. like this. Oh, heck, I'll make it in reverse drag. I kind of like that better. Like I said, not a show Jeep, but it's close enough. It's time to cut. Let's do it. Okay, look real close to this blade. See the teeth? It's not the finest blade for a jigsaw, but the finer the blade, the better and cleaner cut you're going to get out of this, okay? I've got some blades in there that are like much more rough, like wood, basically what it boils down to. The finer the blade is for metal. This right here should do a pretty clean cut, but the beauty of it all, this is plastic, and if you don't get the perfect cut you want, be it it's not straight as you want it, or you know, this causes a little bit of jaggedness or whatever, you can always come back with a file and dress that plastic up and look just beautiful. So you ready to cut? Let me put my eye protection on. And because I'm right-handed, I'm gonna come around this way. Okay, tilt your blade a little bit because back there's a fender. Oops. Alright, so I don't like to have them do this, but do what you gotta do. This thing vibrating makes the line go jiggly jiggly, and it's kind of, you know, hard to see. Here's I'm cutting a little above it. You know, there's a lot of people out there crying right now. I just cut a perfectly good set of flares. There was nothing wrong with them. So there's some people out there who believe everything should be perfectly stock are freaking out. Oh my gosh, he cut stock flares. He should have left him alone. Let me tell you something. I'm one of those people that leaves nothing alone. Jeeps are made to be modded, and I'll cut them in a second. So I just chopped it. He said, don't be stressing. It looks cool. Okay, cool. All right, so here we go. I also get my file, do a little cleanup work on my edges. I got good clearance now. I think I'm gonna do a little bit of a radius on this front corner on this, but overall not bad. Like I said, just give me a file, clean up my edges and reshape, because I kind of got a low dip right there. The problem when I was running that blade, the finer the teeth, the less it jerks this right here around as you're cutting, and the easier it is to see your line coming through. Also, if you open the saw wide open throttle, I guess you might say, it's cutting fast enough it doesn't jiggle this around as much. Again, easier to see. So you can see coming through here is not bad at all. Through there, and I think my eyes got crossed right there or something, because I just totally walked off the line. And through here, got a little dip right there. And let's see how I raise that. Overall, it's cool. Let's do the back now. As I pointed out to you on the other side, how I got this little bit of a wear area right here where at one point my tire got up into it and reshaped my fender a little bit. Did the same trick, kind of set my gap up here using these points, re-dragged it to re-establish my line through here that make it more straight, consistent instead of following this curved with the tire to cut the flares. So now that we got that done, let's cut the back one. Always wear your eye protection. And if you really have to use your fingers along the blade, look, the blade is way back here, my fingers are way up here. I'm pulling the fender against the blade to cut back on the vibration. My fingers is nowhere near back here around the blade, so I'm staying way up here away from it. I'm still away from it, even though it looks closer, but here in a moment I'm going to switch up and drag my fingers back here behind that blade. But for right now, I got I'm away from the blade, I'm safe, but I got to keep that fender from vibrating, otherwise it causes all kinds of weird, nasty stuff. So please, if you do this, and I want to throw this disclaimer out there, here's the blade, here's my fingers way back here. Don't stick your fingers way up inside here because you will cut your fingers off, okay? If this makes you nervous, don't do it. Notice now from this point forward, I'll be keeping my hand behind the blade back here. Sweet. Let's see if I get lucky enough not have to hold it. Good Lord, I got cross-eyed through here. Good thing it's plastic because you can take a file and dress it right up. Ta-da! Oh no! He cut up a good pair of flares. Oh well. Just wait. When I get my steel fenders, I'll be cutting tub. Okay, so anyway, that's how you cut them. I'm going to get me a file real quick and we're going to do the dressing of the edges. No need me showing you the other side because you do the other side the exact same way. So let me go grab a file, I'll be right back. Okay, I've got two different files here. This right here is like a half round on this side, flat on this side. And get a pretty rough texture one if you can. The half round on this side's got a pretty decent texture to it. This one, even more so rough. So what you want to do is, you got these little jagged burrs right here. Just take your file. You don't have to put a whole lot of pressure on it, it cleans it right up. And the radius right here, got a half round. And these places right here where I got kind of cross-eyed, you can just say right on top of it and just keep working with it till you build it down. Or you can get you a, if you want to do it the fast way, get a right angle die grinder. It's got the little grinding discs, which I may do here in just a moment. Just take it, feather it real lightly and keep working it down until you get them all straight through here. Back a little bit, knock that sharp edge off of it. like it, except for my little bumps right there. I gotta straighten them out. Let me radius this back a little bit. Another thing too, if you just happen to be, hey, let me stick my hands out here for checking something, you won't get a sharp edge and cut yourself. Let's deburr the front now, and I'll hit these right here back a little bit later. Let's do the front. Okay, same as the rear. Just simply come through here and you see the little burrs sticking out right there. Now you're putting a whole lot of pressure, just pushing just a little bit. And just simply just knocking up through there, just knocking those little edges off, where it's all frayed out. Again, here we got an edge here, the corner. Cosmetically, I guess for keeping cutting yourself, radius it back a little bit. See, I can feel some edging going on right there. See how folded? There it is. See? Half round side. Okay, got a little bit of, see right there where it's a little bit dip. I mean, again, it's all on how picky you want to be. But take your flat side file. It's a good rough cut because it's high from here to about there. Get right on top of the crest of that peak where it's kind of high. Just work it like this. I don't really like that right there, so I'm going to go ahead and grab the saw and just do a little right there. Radius. I mean, break that sharp edge, turn it into a radius. Now that you've got pretty well dressed up with a file, I'll be right back and we'll grab some sandpaper and we'll do the finish touch to make it a little bit of a gentle radius out of that edge. Be right back. 220 grit right there, see? 220. Oh, 220. Hold on, this one don't fly out on it. And as you do it, just kind of work the paper around like right here to roll that edge over. And that's pretty much it. That's how you trim your flares back to give you a little bit extra tire clearance for your big old rollers, okay? Sweet. Alright everyone, so what'd you think about the video? You like? Did any of y'all cringe I cut up a stock Jeep flare? If you did, sorry, hate it. No. So, I had to do it because I was getting a lot of clearance issues through here, so every time, so much as a speed bump, the tire would come into the flare right here, start scratching and cutting. Didn't hurt the tires none, but sure grinding out my flares. It just sounded like crap, looked like crap. So I thought since I decreased my clearance between my tire and the flares by putting on the 35s, I had to give my clearance back. So it's just another excuse to mod something. So everyone, if you like that video, hit me with that thumbs up, subscribe down below if you haven't, and give me some comments down below of some of the mods you've done, which led into another mod, which leads into another mod. Kind of a vicious cycle, isn't it? Such as the Jeep life. Well, everyone, hope you enjoyed it. Thumbs up if you liked it. Peace out. Later, y'all.